Consummate performance kitchen sinks. The sound of silence. Hi, I'm Troy with Visionary Innovations. I appreciate the opportunity today to educate you on some of the advantages of the Consummate performance kitchen sinks. Stainless steel is the material of choice, and it's used in 75% of the homes remodeled or built today. Over 10 years ago, we began as Blanco master distributors. During that time, we surveyed customers to find out what their biggest concerns were regarding stainless steel. The two issues that came out most prevalent to us were scratching and sound deadening. Stainless steel, by its very nature, makes a lot of noise when you put pots and pans and silverware into the bowl. We addressed each of these issues when developing the Consummate Performance Sink line. We tested various concepts to eliminate scratches from occurring on the sink surface, and so far the best option is to brush the surface of the sink. Not too deeply as some brands, but just enough to camouflage the scratching. Too deeply brushed and the surface can be an anchor point for bacteria and molds. The slightly brushed surface allows for any scratches to be removed using a Scotch-Brite pad. Rubbing the scratched area in the same direction as the factory brushing will take surface scratches out of the finish and replenish the original factory finish. Some brands use a satin finish that has no directional brushing in the surface. The satin finish does not allow for any repair, as any rubbing on the surface of the sink will create an even more obvious scratches. The stainless steel used in all Consummate Performance kitchen sinks is 304 series, 1810 chrome nickel content. It has a deep pewter color similar to that of high-end appliances such as Sub-Zero or Viking ranges. The 304 series relates to the bright shiny finish of the stainless steel. Basic stainless steel appears to be dull silver painted steel, but the 18% chrome content causes the bright finish and glow expected from high-quality stainless steel sinks. The 10% nickel content is what keeps the stainless steel from rusting. If normal steel, such as a nail, or subordinate stainless steel, such as cheap silverware, is left in the bottom of a high-grade stainless steel sink, the rust from the inferior material can leach onto the surface of the 304 series stainless. The rust on the sink is merely an illusion, as it is only surface-oriented. Use of the same Scotch-Brite pad to remove the superficial surface rust will eliminate it from the sink, and the rust will not return. Most sink manufacturers recognize that the shape of the kitchen sink allows for a drum-type effect when water is poured into the sink bowls. Typically, competitors place a pad on the exterior underside of the bowls. Their sound deadening pad covers roughly half of the bottom of each bowl. Some also spray an exterior of the sink with a coating. The coating does not actually deaden any sound, although it is often sold as such. Occasionally, some manufacturers will put a 2-inch by 2-inch micro-thin pad on the sides of the bowl. However, this pad is often for appearance only. We feel that sound deadening is a critical issue in using a kitchen sink. We've addressed this issue in several ways. We not only quiet the bottom of the sinks, but all the sides as well. The Consummate Performance kitchen sink line is available in 2 gauges or thicknesses. 18 gauge, which is 1.2 millimeter thick, is the standard for all high-end brands. We also produce a 16 gauge, 1.6 millimeter thick, which is 25% thicker than any other sink. On our 18 gauge models, we cover the entire bottom of the bowl with a 1/8 inch thick sound deadening pad. Each of the sides of the bowl also is covered with an 8-inch by 5-inch by 1/8 inch thick pad to ensure that the sink is quieted well beyond the competition. The 18 gauge Consummate Performance kitchen sink is superior to any competitor product available on the market. Our 16 gauge models are sound deadened in the same way as the 18 gauge models, with the sink pads covering the entire bottom and all the sides of the bowl. But additionally, on the 16 gauge, the sink is covered with our special TRB insulation. TRB is our thermal resonance barrier. It is 3/4 inch foam sprayed on the entire exterior surface and filling the dam between the 2 bowls. This creates the ultimate in sound deadening. There are several thermal benefits from the TRB as well. Existing customers have called us to tell us that they filled the sink with hot water to clean their new countertops, and the water stayed warm for over 30 minutes. This is ideal for thawing out items in the sink prior to cooking. Conversely, the bowls can be filled with ice and drinks for parties. The drain automatically carries away melted ice as needed. The 16-gauge Consummate Performance kitchen sink is unrivaled by any product in the market. The saying usually goes, seeing is believing. In the case of the Consummate Performance kitchen sink, not hearing is believing. You only need one sink. Get the one you want. Consummate Performance Sinks, the quietest sinks on earth. The Consummate Performance kitchen sink is available in a 50-50 double equal bowl style, models M1-18, the 18-gauge version, or M1-16, the 16-gauge version. Exterior dimensions of the bowl are 31 3/16 by 18 by 9 inches deep, with each bowl being 16 inches by 14 inches. The Consummate offset sink 60-40 is available as an M2-18 in an 18-gauge version, or M2-16 16-gauge version with TRB. The exterior dimensions are 31 3/16 by 20 3/4 for the larger bowl, or 18 1/8 for the smaller bowl, with the larger bowl being 10 inches deep and the smaller bowl being 8 inches deep. The left bowl inner dimensions are 18 3/8 by 14 1/8, with the right bowl interior dimensions 15 5/8 by 13 1/2. All Consummate sinks feature rear drain access for greater surface area in which to place cups and glasses in the interior of the bowl.